My name is Hope Adams. I'm 16 years old. I go to Eagle High, but that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. What I am here to talk to you about is my secret, my deep dark secret. I'm in love with my best friend, but he is dating my sister. I know that Joe doesn't like me and that I have no chance with him. But I love him. I love him so much I just had to try. I got the IEA a few weeks ago to hold a cookie exchange for Joe and my family. Hey Hope, I hear Joe say. He jogged over to me and wrapped his arms around my waist. I think Joe was saying something, but all I could think of was the feeling of Joe's body on mine. Hey Joe, so glad you could come, I said. He smiled at me, and I couldn't help but return his smile. I took a look at his face, his bright smile that was blinding and adjusted so perfectly. His soft luscious lips that were a little chapped because of the cold. I moved my gaze up to his beautiful hazel eyes. They were red, brown, and green mixed together. They were beautiful. I had never seen eyes as beautiful as Joe's. Hey babe, I heard a voice say. I looked over, and say my sister Abigail. She's a year older than me and much more pretty than I am. I have messy curly brown hair, while Abigail has perfectly straight blonde hair that always is neat and clean, while mine is a mess no matter what I do to it. While my sister has pale skin, I have deep chocolate skin. While my sister has deep blue eyes as deep blue as the ocean, I have deep brown, almost black eyes. We are the complete opposite from each other because we have a different father, though there are some similarities to us but a lot of differences too. I watched as Joe leaned down and kissed my sister. I felt a rush of jealousy and sadness rush over me. I was so stupid to have think that I could have Joe. He would never want me. My sister is everything that every guy wants while I am nothing. I'm not smart like her, not nice like her, not pretty like her. I felt a small tear run down my cheek in a rush of emotions. I turned and ran to my room, not bothering to look back at Joe and Abigail. I sat down and cried into my pillow before I heard my door open. Hey, I heard Joe say I wished he wasn't here. I wished that he wouldn't have come today. He moved toward me and sat down on the bed, pulling me into his arms. Why are you crying, love? Joe said. I cried harder when I heard Joe's thick British accent laced with worry. Go away, Joe, I said. I tried to push him away. I bit him, but he just held me closer, refusing to let me go. If I tell you you cannot hate me, promise me that, please, Joe, I said as he looked at me, lips pursed before nodding his head. I couldn't believe that after 4 years I was finally going to tell Joe my biggest secret, one that I had kept only to myself. I'm in love with you, Joe. I have been since I was 12 years old. I can remember the day I realized that I was in love with you. I was 12, walking down the street when some older guys came up to me. They looked to be about 15 or 16. I couldn't tell. Hey, pretty thing, I heard one of the guys say. I walked a little faster. I was scared of the boys. They looked bigger than me, stronger than me too. Hey, I'm talking to you, I heard another one say. I started to full on sprint after that, but they were faster, tackling me to the ground and pinning my arms and legs so that I couldn't move. Let go of me, I said. I was still struggling, but they were stronger than me. She said let her go, I heard a voice say. I turned to see a 13-year-old Joe standing in front of the boys. What happened next shocked me. Joe ran up and punched the tallest one so hard that he was knocked to the ground. I looked up at him with wide eyes and tears pulled in them. He sat down beside me and helped me up as the other boys ran away. Hey, are you okay, love? I heard Joe say. Joe always calls me love and sweetheart. He said that it's what people in his family call people that they truly loved. I looked at Joe, and in that moment I realized just how handsome Joe was. I'm okay, I said. He looked at me like he didn't believe me. I really am okay, Joe, thanks to you, I said kind of timidly. He smiled at me as he took my hand and walked me home. After that, Joe started coming around more. We had always been friends, but now we were best friends. The next year Joe went to high school and left me and started to date my sister. As I watched him grow closer to my sister than me, I looked at Joe and he was looking at me worriedly. I had realized I had been daydreaming. I'm in love with you. I have been since I was 12, and you saved me from those boys, I said. His eyes went wide and his limbs went limp. You are what I couldn't read him. I'm sorry, I said as a strangled sob left my mouth. No, love, don't apologize, I was just shocked, I heard Joe say. Are you mad at me? I said as I buried my face in his chest, not wanting to see his reaction. No, I am not mad, love. Actually, I have been in love with you since the day too. I looked up at him shocked, then I felt his lips on my own and all my worries went away. It was short-lived though as he pulled back. What about my sister? I said with wide eyes. That was just a cover to get closer to your love. Joe said as he took my hand and laid down and pulled me on top of him. And that, kids, is how me and your father got together, I said, looking down at my kids. There was Bree Allen, who was 12 years old, then there was Adam Allen, who was 14 years old. Then the last was Rose Allen, who had just turned 16. I had told them this story a million times, but they still loved to hear about how me and their dad got together. I felt my husband's hands go around my waist, and I knew that there was nothing that could ever make me happier than Joe and my family.